Where's this? Is that Felix? Felix, is that you? What's going on? Is it safe? What is this place? Catch up with him. Felix! Felix, will you wait up for a second? Oh, crap, there's a car coming.
Hey, Joe.
Wait, what? Scott? Where'd you guys come from? We were on the island coming from that direction.
That one?
Yeah, the first one, the one closest.
Oh, yeah, it's the island. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
What is going on?
Okay, just get in the car.
We think we got some of this figured out, but we'll explain the rest in the car. Okay?
Yeah. Just come on. Let's go.
No, but how does that make sense with the last thing I remember?
Well, okay. I got on the island first.
Okay,
I was
you
there
did.
before you were.
All right, but what are you saying this is? Like some sort of dream world or dream state? Like you said, because, okay, the last thing I remember before waking up on that island is getting attacked by Kevin. But you said you've been there before me, the same exact place, right?
Right. Joe, you're exactly right when you say this is a dream world. It's malleable. It's incongruous. When you pay attention, none of us are paying attention, but when you pay attention, you'll realize that nothing makes sense. When you got to the island, you got there in a completely different way than I did. You got there because someone sent you there. I got there.
Someone sent me there?
Right. You were. He stabbed you, Joe.
Well, I mean, I definitely don't remember, like, I don't remember the place. I remember waking up there, but I figured that everything I remember prior to that was a dream, because, like...
It's not... it is a dream. It's all a dream, Joe. But, like, not all of it. All of it is a dream, but it's also real. I got there because I figured out how to manipulate my own consciousness of what's going on. And change the world around me.
Manipulate what?
To do.
Well, what did Scott do? You say you found the island, but what did Scott do?
Remember the elevator?
Well, yeah, I remember that. That was you, right? Like, it wasn't some random guy in a suit or whatever.
But how did I get out of the elevator?
Well, that's what we were all wondering.
He disappeared, right?
Exactly.
He wasn't there. He came down, the door opened, he was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, when I was following you in Grace after, like, we had both been drugged or whatever, we were both coughing, and you turned around and I wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. What is this? So what Richard's describing?
Exactly.
So you were both conscious of this. You didn't tell me.
Joe, it happened. Remember the night at the bunker when we found Felix laying face down in the bunker. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That night. All right. There was a moment then when I tripped and I cut my hand.
Yeah. You said it wasn't. Yeah, it looked like it was bleeding all over the place, but you said it doesn't hurt. It didn't hurt.
Right. It didn't hurt at all. And that was I think the first moment that I realized that something was wrong, that something was off in the world around me, and. Because it cut deep. It cut deep. It bled a lot. I wore a bandage.
The skin was taken off. Yeah.
Right. But it didn't hurt, and I realized that something was wrong. But as soon as I started thinking about the pain, then it started to hurt, and then I stopped thinking about the pain, and it went away. And when I got back to my room that night, I thought about it, and I realized that everything was that. Everything that was happening was similar.
Okay, so where?
Wait, hold on, Joe, just let me finish. Okay, so there was, I would leave my room at say 3 o'clock p.m. I would walk out of my room. I'd go to class. I'd go do my things. Some of it I don't really remember, but when I got back before I enter my room, I would think and I would imagine walking into my room and seeing my clock and seeing it say 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I'd walk through the door and it wouldn't say 2 p.m. It would say something like 2:11, 2:17. But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was before 3 p.m. when I left the room, even though I remember going and doing things. And I got back and it changed. Then I did this a number of times, and finally at one point I climbed a tree, Joe, and I climbed a tree and I jumped out of the tree from 30 feet up.
But why on earth would you do that, though?
Because Joe, it was after a sequence of attempts to manipulate the world around me, and I knew I could. And I did. And when I landed on the ground, I imagined that I hadn't fallen from high. I imagined I fell from like 2 feet.
So
and-
then
and
you
I hit
found
the
yourself there.
No,
Or here, like
that was-
Ohio, like
no. After that, then when everything around me was like a shadow, everything was like a myth, like fake.
okay, so
Yeah.
Scott
Yeah.
Scott realized it to a limited degree. Scott kind of
Well, Scott,
I kind of discovered this. I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna play with all of you guys, and like that's why I started doing the pranks.
Okay, well,
when I
thanks
went-
for that,
like, When I
Scott.
went into Robert's room, like I did not use my key. I went through the door.
oh my gosh.
Okay.
because you knew you could. You knew,
Yeah, exactly.
So you mean you have to be aware of your own abilities before you can use them?
Well, yeah.
You don't use them
Exactly.
by accident.
Exactly. You have to notice the anomalies. You have to notice nothing is normal. And
Well, then what is this? Where are we right now?
we're okay. We're at something like my home. This is me. This is you guys are seeing my subconscious mental construct. This is how I remember my house. But there are some things that are off. Every now and then, something's blurred. Something's fake. Something's off in the time stream. And the only places where the world feels real are
Okay, are you talking about the island again? Because
Exactly.
the symbol was there, and I definitely didn't put it there.
right places with a symbol, Joe. The island. There's they draw you. You'll notice it when you pay attention. You'll notice it as much as I do.
Okay, so you think
there's a bridge, but out on the railroad tracks. I went out there. I don't know why. I felt like going out there.
That's where I was when Kevin
were out there?
That's the last. Yeah, okay. The last thing I remember before waking up on the island that I guess you and Scott found yourselves on at some point was I went out because Kevin said he found Caitlin. He didn't find Caitlin. He got me out there and then he attacked me with a knife because he said that Felix killed Caitlin.
Don't you see? Nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't make
Kevin
any
attacked
sense.
you
I
with
was
a knife.
thinking. I was
Caitlin's
wondering.
Gone? What? This is not normal. This is not life.
Okay, Felix, before we go on, Felix, why did you completely blow me off before? Because I called you and then you just looked at me and shook your head like you didn't have any clue what was going on.
I have no idea. I wouldn't have done that.
Well, okay, I
I
shot
was a
footage
little
of you
bit-
doing it, so...
I was a little out of it, I think. Coming off there, I was like,
Do you normally just walk around and, like, shake your head at people when you wake up? Like...
not that I know of, but what I remembered, if I don't remember now.
Okay, well, Richard, you seem to know more about this than the rest of us, but I'm still unclear exactly, like, what you think this place is right now. Because, to me, this feels real,
Right.
but something about it seems a little off. I'm
Right.
not sure what it is.
Some of this is you. Some of this is you, Joe. This is mostly me. This is my house. But you've been here. Remember, you came.
Well, yeah, I came past a couple ones, yeah.
We are.
And Scott came too, and Felix came for one of them.
Contributing a part. Our minds are together creating this reality, and the more clear it is in our mind, in our subconscious in particular, the more clear it is in reality. And that's why, Scott was able to manipulate, able to get through the door, able to disappear, and why I was able to do things like when I was on the railroad tracks and imagined home and walked forward, and I was on the railroad tracks near my house, less than a mile away.
Even if you guys both can control it, why can't I control it? How did I end up here?
Joe,
Is something else, like, is something above us? Or is this all us?
you probably can control it.
Yeah.
But you guys know what you're doing. You said that you can use your abilities when you're aware that you can do
I don't really know
it.
what I'm doing. I don't know why I could go through the door.
But you did it. You said you did it because you wanted to, like, you said, okay, I found this random, like, crazy ability I can do, and I'm going to use it.
Basically,
I never
don't
thought
know
that.
how it works.
I thought that things were a little weird, and I was like,
Caitlin got kidnapped, and you thought things were a little weird.
Well,
wake up, Joe! Wake up! Nothing is normal.
Exactly.